What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Joe here, and welcome to Joe Rants. Now, this is not a topic that I've ever ranted about before, but it's a topic that bothers the living shit out of me. It really, really does. Yes, I'm surfing while I'm doing this, so maybe I'll get a little distracted, but I probably wouldn't. Probably shouldn't get too distracted. Anywho. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about political correctness and how it is literally murdering comedy. Now, I know there are already a lot of channels out there who are kind of dedicated to talking about this, but they have not done it in a way that has engaged the public, in a way that has made them likable. You know, Nicole Arbor is a great example of that. You know, she's very much on the same side I am in some respects, meaning, you know, political correctness is destroying comedy. And, you know, usually I don't talk about topics that I know are controversial. I try to steer away from this, but this is a topic that is real near and dear to my heart, because when I am of age, you know, older, that sounded weird, I would want to be a comedian, and I'm afraid that by the time I get to that age, comedy will be so watered down and so, you know, sensitized that you can't make jokes about anything at all, which essentially ruins the point of comedy. Because before we talk about what I mean by, you know, political correctness is running rampant and examples of that, let's discuss what comedy is. Comedy is taking, you know, people's everyday lives, or taking observations, you know, and making funny remarks on them, or just saying funny things. Essentially, comedy is making you think about things in a different way. At least that's how I perceive it. Some forms of comedy are that, you know, like observational humor, like the Jerry Seinfeld, the Mitch Hedberg, you know, there's an excellent chance that you guys don't have an infinite shit about who I'm talking about. But those are some good examples of some of guys that are kind of like that, you know, which will, you know, oh, no, that's not what I want to do. You know, those guys are good examples of people who, you know, their humor is very observational. It's very like, this is how it is, you know, it's like very commenting on the society that we live in. And that's kind of what humor is, you know? It's making you think in a new way, you know? And now let's talk about why political correctness is destroying that. With political correctness, nowadays people like Richard Pryor, Lenny Bruce, you know, who are very old comedians. Again, I'm a fairly young boy who knows a lot about old comedy, because that's something that I'm extremely invested and interested in. But, you know, these guys, groundbreakers, you know, George Carlin, Richard Pryor, Lenny Bruce, and the like, they would not be able to do what they did in this PC world we're living in today. You know, they barely were allowed to do it in their world back then. But nowadays, everything is so PC. PC is ruining our dialogue and our connectedness. For instance, you cannot say anything without being afraid that you're going to offend someone. And then when you offend someone, you have to, like, act like it's the worst thing in the world that their ideas were challenged. For instance, if I were to go up to someone and make a comment about, this is not my personal view. This is not my personal view at all, okay? But let's say that I, you know, for whatever reason thought that, I mean, this is a bad example, but like, abortion was bad. Again, this is not my opinion. I don't want to discuss my personal opinions on political matters like that. But let's say that was my opinion, that abortion was the worst sin a woman could commit, and, you know, was just horrible, and blah, 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 right? That was my opinion. Now, if I were to tell that to someone who is politically correct and politically inclined, that person would act like it was the worst thing that ever happened, that their feelings and their, I guess abortion was a horrible example. Think of something else that's like a very hot button issue that people have very, like immigration, for instance. You know, people act like if you say something that doesn't jive with their personal set of beliefs, it's like the worst thing in the world that their personal set of beliefs got challenged. Like that, it's like, oh, how dare you challenge my personal beliefs, you know what I mean? And then you have to apologize and act like it was the worst thing that you have beliefs on your own. You know, if one, you know, 15-year-old white girl was so fucking triggered by the comments that you made, you know, that's ridiculous. That is ruining the world. That is honestly more big of a threat than fucking Kim Jong-un and, you know, all these other bad guys. I'm kidding. It's not as big of a threat as them. But still, it is a lot of, like, that's a lot. That's like a lot of comedy. is that type of thing. Political correctness is ruining our state of dialogue. It's ruining how people interact with each other, and it's really just not, it's just ruining everything. Now, I am so un-PC about most things. However, most topics like that I don't want to discuss on the internet because I'm afraid of the responses. I know that, you know, me challenging someone else's opinions will trigger the shit out of some white teen 15-year-old girl who gets all shocked and appalled when someone's, you know, challenges her preconceived set of ideas and beliefs, you know. Like, how dare I do that? You know, I'm a monster. I'm a cretin for even thinking to myself to do something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. That really, really bugs me, if you can't tell. Like, that is like the icing on the shit cake for me. Like, I hate that so much. Like, that just really, really, really gets my goat. Like, like, actually, it does. Really, really, really bothers me. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I really had to say on that matter. Just really how PC is ruining it is slowly and surely ruining the world. And that may seem like a bit of an extreme to some of you, but it's very slowly and surely. It is ruining our dialogue, our communication, and just people being able to have fun and be funny without the fear of constantly offending someone. You know what I mean? That is not good. That's just wrong and annoying. Anyway, guys, I hope you did like the video. If you did like the video, please make sure to hit as many dislikes. Let's try to hit for 25 dislikes, because I don't know. I don't think I deserve any less dislikes. I think that's probably the most amount of dislikes. And oh, also, I forgot to say, remember that if you're triggered or offended by anything I wrote, please write triggered in the comment section so I know that you were super triggered. So I know that I should never ever trigger you ever again, because you're a feeble-minded individual who can't take a little criticism or someone arguing against your preconceived set of beliefs and ideas. Wow, I just went in on you. I'm sorry. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to my drivel, my rants. My name is Joseph. Your name isn't. I'll see you pretty humans in the next one. Peace off, Bullion Army.